is Margaret in Windsor, and it's a little past 3 a.m. here. Today's the 18th of October, 2014, in Roanoke, Virginia, or Troutville, outside Roanoke. For anybody that's listened to my videos or Facebook, you know where I'm coming from. I ran in a political campaign to replace a Dr. Congressman I had written about, Larry McDonald, whose plane, ironically, went down a few years later in '83, and I'd been writing about mind control and deaths at his hospital and CDC and all that, Emory University. This in the papers now. Mr. Flint flew me out there, and he did this article on the endorsement, and in essence said that they made me a pauper. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, and it's who my father is and who I am. And the ones that are sitting, occupying it at this moment are not legal, and neither was her father. They helped in my kidnapping. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I married Childers. Now then, I'm showing this because what's happened to me, I found out about my kidnapping in '83, late '83. I was brought here in '41, and Joe Kennedy, the ambassador to Great Britain, was in on it. Roosevelt had appointed him. He helped take down my father, and so did my uncle, George, the illegal George VI. They helped in my kidnapping, and I've put a lot of this on YouTube and on Facebook. And the media has known about my kidnapping before I did, so I'm not even going to address that. What I wanted to say was they have used my illness. I have an immune disorder to where certain I'm allergic to chemicals, and certain odors and fumes from chemicals hits my nose. I breathe it, and it makes my immune system attack itself. Over the years, my whereabouts, because of who I am, my name, has been, and who kidnapped me and what they've done to me, they've used this illness against me. They've controlled my environment even when I lived out on the Appalachian Trail and finally got a tent to put my head down in. And I know how it sounds. This has gone on in plain sight, and this is exactly what's been done. And any of the things I've said on there, on the videos or any of it, can be checked out. Where I've worked, where I've gone, all of it. So there's no possible way to make it up. Stephen King couldn't make this up. But anyway, the Appalachian Trail volunteers have come out and soaked me. They're told to by law enforcement, which includes the National Forest Rangers. And by the way, this is where you tell the truth, and then you tell the truth, and you get repercussions for it. Bob Goodlatte, U.S. Congressman from, he was born in Massachusetts, but his office is here in Roanoke. He was over the agriculture when they were doing a lot of the stuff to me. They run me. They arrested me. They leave out all of what's causing all this, the laws that are broken against me. And I'm going to sound rambling, and I put it on other tapes, so I'm just going to go to this. If you didn't do a good background check on me, I can't even use my real name. I have to use Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. So my environment has been, if I go and am able to have the money to rent a place, which I do have an income now and should be able to, but they run me. And I've quoted Carl Barton, a retired state trooper, who his wife actually told me that she brought me to Affordable Corporate Suites, Tanglewood Mall near there in Roanoke in '09, and they paid the security deposit, and they paid it with their credit card. I paid 17 months, all 17 months on time, never missed a beat, and soaked up the chemicals, and the wife said to me when she left, this is how we make you run with chemicals. Well, I knew it. It was just odd that she would say it, but it's done me no good. I've told everybody I can't get an attorney. You cannot go to law enforcement. I've tried, and they blatantly said to my face, you leave without getting a deposit back or money back or anything, just out on the street, or we'll lock you up, and then have my hands behind me ready to. And I'm going to quote, because the man where I'm living right now says, stay at Inn and Travel. He has become wealthy, that family has here. I try to leave the state of Virginia, I'm run right back. But the Patels and the Shaws, S-H-A-H, are friends. There was a big article about the quality in here, and I lived at that one for a while. I'm passed around and soaked in fumes, and my immune system attacks itself, and over a period of time, your liver and organs and heart and kidneys can cause them to fail. It's odd that they haven't. Knock on wood, right? But in other words, it's done such damage. And the psychological, how I feel it makes me feel, is really not good. I mean, I'm helpless, really. I run. And I'm here tonight, and I've put all this on power tapes, and I wanted to get back to the Shaws and the Patels. When I came here and came out to the Appalachian Trail, out to Trouttville from Roanoke, and started living on the trail, just to have a place to be. And I don't love freezing to death and starving, but I did it because I had to. But they own everything around. The Patels and Shaws own it. They're from India, and their whole families have come in here. I had nothing against them, but I do have something against, and I'm going to quote one of them when I just paid a month's rent, telling me that we have to do what the Americans tell us to do. We're citizens here now. And I was out the door, and the cops were going to arrest me. I didn't do anything. I just called them because they were coming in mid-November, going to redecorate in the room I just paid a month on. So I can pay a month, and I'm run out. I'm so sick. And here I am again this morning, and I've told them, you can get to a maintenance guy, you can get to the owner of the motels or the apartments or wherever I'm living. They go in there and they get something on them. And it's odd because people have said, well, you're running, we don't want to be like you. So they go along with it. Whether it's they say they're going to abduct their child, or their child has had a drunken drive-in, or whatever infraction they've had, drugs, or you name it. I'll say this, over at Affordable Corporate Suites, because Alexis Murphy's murder, I wrote about mind control. Larry McDonald, I said that, is a list of them. But, and the agencies doing it. But over at Affordable, and I put that up too, I mean, they gave me a letter that was ludicrous that I had to get out. And I paid my rent on time, but they were coming in with chemicals, and I was so sick. And they were quoting OSHA. It was really crazy if you get into it. If I could get an attorney, and I can't, you sue the hell out of them. But that wouldn't bring back the pain and suffering. But anyway, the woman they brought in there as manager, just before I came there, the one that ordered me out and the letter and all this, she brought up on her her computer. And she showed me a picture. She says, this is my daughter, and this is last April, I believe. Yeah, this April, excuse me. And I had run then because of the chemicals being soaked in them and everything. And I ran there and paid a deposit and paid rent and everything right on time. And she pulled up her daughter's picture, and she said she's in a prom dress. And she says to me, her name is Alexis, and she was referring, everybody around here knows it, believe me, the media, they won't touch it. she says her name's Alexis, as in Alexis Murphy, like Alexis Murphy, the girl that was kidnapped.